Well, welcome back. It's awesome to have you here. If you're new, welcome. This is a series where I'm just taking you through what it's like to run a business here in Australia. I run a freelance photography and videography business and have so for the last 5 years. And this is sort of the first year that I'm taking it that next step and sort of trying to go full time with it. This morning, I've been doing some editing of some work that I've done over the last couple of weeks. I videoed a school musical, so I got that back to them this morning, which has been great. And I also have an editing contract with a larger company, an international company. And so I've been doing some work for them sort of backwards and forwards on some training videos, which has been cool. So that was nice to sort of get that out of the way and get sort of the second version for them. So I did that yesterday. And so I just wanted to talk, I guess, a little bit about what does a week really look like, you know, for a business or someone that's running a freelance sort of business. I work for myself. I'm one of one. And so you obviously assume all the roles of the business. And so it can be pretty sort of overwhelming, you know, from the day-to-day runnings, just admin emails of organizing clients, getting clients, trying to find clients has sort of been the biggest issue that I've sort of found, because I've never really had to, I guess, put myself out there to businesses. I've always just been able to rely on my other source of income to supply for my family. But then, you know, this year trying to actually make this a little bit more full-time, it's meant that I've had to learn how to be creative, and I'm still not very good at it, but learning how to actually put myself out there, showcase what I can do, and, you know, build new relationships with people so that we can work together. And then you've also got to market yourself on social media. I'm trying to venture out into YouTube just to have something to look back on, but also hopefully help you guys, you know. And there's just so many little bits and pieces that you have to do that I guess, you know, I'm always learning and trying to grow in. So for the rest of the week, I've sort of finished most of my editing, which is great. Just waiting on clients to either send back revisions or say that they're all happy with it. So for the rest of the week, I'm going to sort of take it to reach out to more people, try and find some more clients, but also maintain sort of the positive relationships that I have already with the clients that I have. I think that's been something significant for me as well this year, is like learning that these clients that I do work with, it's important to respect them as much as obviously they respect me, but, you know, sort of go above and beyond. If they, you know, ask for 8 things, do 9, or sort of showcase myself as being more so than what they're paying for. So that's what I got to do this week to try and, just touch base with some of those clients. If you're watching this series and you feel like, man, I'd love to know how to do this or X or Z or whatever, I know there's a lot of stuff that I just sort of over the last, you know, just in running the business, you sort of just become used to. So if there's any questions you guys have, let me know. And then, you know, as we go through, hopefully each sort of week I can try to unpack some things that it actually means to run a business. So I start my morning off, a little walk, coffee, and trying to look at all the jobs that are in the surrounding area. I've sort of gone and found about 4 of those. So I'm going to go email those guys now and just trying to create a little bit more of like a touch point with them. A lot of the jobs that are sort of advertised are for like full-time videography positions. And so I've been trying to, I guess, swindle my way in and just see if they would like some freelance work done. And so I've done that. I've found some businesses, but I just thought I'd show you the email that I saw from a video online, and I'll pop it up on the screen here. And it talked about how to use cold emails to reach out to companies. And it just gives a really simple pro forma, which I'll leave in the description, about what you should do when reaching out. And so far, so good. It sort of gets people to respond more so than all the other emails that are sent over the last sort of 6 months. So I'm going to jump on and do that now. So what you might not know about me is I actually ran a clothing business for a few years. When I got engaged, I stopped doing that because I was doing too many things. I was running this business. I was running a clothing business. I was actually just finished uni and had started a new job teaching. And so something had to give, and it was the clothing business. And so now I have a lot of random stock sort of left over. And so today's job is to go through and actually see what stock I have, because I'm planning on doing like a massive sale soon, just to get rid of it all basically, because it sort of sits in our garage and it's taking up too much room and Ella wants it gone. So today's job is to itemize everything, see what we have, and then put it in a list and see how we go there. stuff I have is a lot here. So I'm going to get through a bit and document how much stuff I actually have, which is kind of scary. But look, it started as a hobby for me and it turned into something that I never thought it would. And then I didn't have enough time for it. So this is what left. Counted all the stock, got it all in my computer, which is good. And then in the next couple of weeks or next week, I'm gonna start looking at putting it up on a website and pushing it out. So if you're keen on anything, feel free to jump on in, but it's gonna just be a massive sale. Just try and get rid of it all. There's probably like over 100 pieces there. So that'll be a bit of fun. Now I'm gonna quick lunch break and then jump on my computer and just do some outreach, try and find some more businesses that might potentially want to work with me, which is just emailing, DMing, and going from there. So back in week 1, I had a question come in from Ryan, and he was just asking about data workflow, saying it would be cool to talk about a little bit about how I capture, ingest, and then working drives and backup and stuff. So thanks for that, Ryan. I'm going to try and answer a question each week if there's one that's left in the comments. So feel free to leave them, and I'll try and get to them at the end of the video. What I normally do is obviously I shoot straight onto the SD cards. My 2 cameras that I work with, or actually 3, all use SD cards. So straight off the SD card, I try and get it into my computer as quickly as possible, just using stock standard sort of SD card reader. I then put it onto my working drive, which is a M.2 SSD drive that's on my computer. That just gives me the fastest reads and write speeds, meaning that when I'm editing, it's as quick as it can be. And what I'll do is I'll sort of leave the SD card that I shot all of the content on to the side, sort of as like a read-write backup, just in case I was to do anything to my hard drive. So I work off the SSD or the M.2 drive, and then once all the work is complete, I'll save all the data, save all the timelines and everything. I'll copy the whole folder that includes everything that I have in the project, and I'll save it to one of my hard drives. So like I have tons of these hard drives sitting around. These don't need to be quick, because if I ever needed to access these, I'll just be copying and pasting off of them, and they're cheaper obviously than SSDs. So you can get hard drives for dirt cheap now. These are all like 2 terabyte ones. That's obviously, this one's from 2021, and you know, I've got other tons of them. So I actually have a 4 terabyte one that's hooked up to my computer at the moment, and then when that fills up, I'll get another one and go from there. So I know there's tons of different ways that people like to do them, and mine's probably not the safest way to do it, but that's sort of what works for me. And the other thing to note is that when I've finished with the work, I upload that to a online cloud storage. So I use Playbook, where they give you pretty well 2 terabytes for free if you can sort of show that you're creative. And that's pretty awesome, because I can upload all of my stuff there. Then I send a link out to clients or people that I'm working with. They can obviously download that, and because there's 2 terabytes of cloud storage, I don't really need to be deleting that content very often. But if I was to delete content from the cloud, say after a year or so, and for whatever reason a client needed that content again or misplaced it on their end, I just find the hard drive that the content was on, I load it up, I then submit it back onto whatever cloud storage you use as well to share content, and then go from there. So hopefully that makes sense, Ryan. But yeah, if you have another comment or question that you'd like me to answer, leave it down in the comment section below, and then next time I'll try and answer that as well. If you'd like to keep up to date with how my business is going, subscribe. We're going to try and pump these out every week, and leave me a like if you liked this video, and it'd be great to hear from you. But catch you next week. Bye.